Hello folks, my name is Christopher Carr, also known as Natural Body Man, and today I'll be presenting a video on how to design a strength training program. Now I want to thank you very much for attending and watching this video. After this video, we will learn a number of things, importantly 9 variables that I will bring about at this video to educate yourself so you will know how to design a program, what questions to ask yourself or the person you're training or a team involved that you're training, a group of team. Okay? Alright. First of all, you need to decide whether you're training one person or a group of people and how big the group is. Usually, when we train one person, you can make far greater progress with one person than with a group of people. If you're training, one football player versus a team, you will be specifically able to prescribe movements specific for that individual. And you will also take into account their history of past injuries and just the specifics of what they need for their specific position in their sport. Even if it's just a recreational activity, you will make more progress 9 times out of 10 than in a team setting. But a team setting is also good. It provides competition, especially when you do different running drills. You can provide a lot of competition, or with power exercises, squats and bench presses, deadlifts, any exercise pretty much. You can compete also with different weight divisions and weights. So the third important factor is to see your goals. What do you desire? Do you want to bench another 100 pounds? Are you benching 325 pounds and you now want to be able to bench over 400 pounds? Do you want to just look better? Do you want a bigger butt? Or do you want bigger biceps or chest? Okay? So once you get your goals down, you write these down. Okay? You also want to see, when are you competing? Say, for instance, you're playing football and the season starts in June, and now it's January. So you've got about 5 months to prepare. You're in the off season, you can prepare. You can train your power exercises. You can go into low repetition, high intensity to become much more powerful. And you can do all your general conditioning for a couple months. And then as you get close to June, then that's when you can go more into your specific exercises that are specific for your position. So you get maximum speed output, you have maximum agility, and things of this nature. Okay? Very important. And you can desire that for any sport. If you're paddleboard surfing, that too. If you're a cyclist, an endurance cyclist, if you have a marathon event, if you're an endurance athlete and your competition is 8 months away or 4 months away, then you can plan for 2.5 months to develop a lot of power and strength, so you're stronger with each stride and you give a little more power in each movement that are the movements that you do in your sport. Okay? Number 4, strategically plan. Again, this goes back to seeing when your competition date is and seeing where you're beginning. If you have 4 months, say you have 4 months to your wedding, and you want to feel and look the best that you can look and feel. So you can design it from there. You can do the big movements first to raise up your metabolism. So that way you're going to burn a lot of fat and gain lean muscle mass. And as you approach closer and closer to that day of the wedding, you can do more body shaping exercises to accentuate your hourglass figure or your shape as a guy. Okay? Number 5, take inventory. Take inventory of yourself. What are your injuries that you've had long term in the past? Do you have a shoulder that acts up all the time? Did you have knee surgery a couple of years ago? Are your feet in good condition? Do you have spinal injuries or hip injuries? So you write these down and you see the progress. You write the date of the last injury and you write your short-term injuries. Maybe you have a little bit of arthritis right now in your hands or wrists. Maybe one of your fingers is jammed. Things like this can be very vital to designing a strength training program very specifically for one person. That way they can make the most out of it. They won't injure themselves in the strength training program. They can rehabilitate their injuries with a very good coach, and they can reach their goal and surpass their goal. Also, fitness testing is very important. Let's test and see how strong you are. What's your power output? How much endurance do you have? How many push-ups can you do? How many times can you bench press, if you're a girl, 80 pounds? If you're a guy, how many times can you bench press 225 pounds till failure? What's your 1 RM max for the bench, for the squat, for the deadlift? What's your flexibility on the sit and reach? What are your measurements for your waist-to-hip ratio, which is a big determinant in your risk for cardiovascular disease? What are your measurements for the broadness of your chest? Outside your shoulders, inside your shoulders? What about your back when you bring out your lats? Or the thickness in your legs, your measurements? All of these are very important, especially for people who want to gain a specific body, shape, size, and structure. Taking measurements in the same place using validity and reliability can ensure that you're going to target more specifically just what you're aiming for and get the results that you desire. Including also test body fat. That's very big among fitness. Note also that the BMI, body mass index, was created back, I believe, in the 60s or before, and is fairly outdated. What it does is it takes your weight in kilograms and it divides it by your height in meters squared. And since the 1960s, the average person has at least 10 to 15 pounds more muscle mass. And we have a lot more people that are bodybuilders that are walking around, or amateur bodybuilders, or just people that work out in the gym all the time at LA Fitness and Bally's and different gyms that have like 15, 20 pounds more muscle mass. So that's not the best precursor to seeing how healthy you are. I would use the body fat index. And waist-to-hip ratio is pretty good because you know the bigger waist you have, if you're not exercising, then that's higher risk for heart disease. Okay, which also is higher risk for cancer too. Then you need to ask yourself for number 6, what's your availability? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? Are you willing to be available 5 days a week, 7 days a week to train? Maybe we only need 2 days a week to train. Maybe 3. This is also determined in what season you are. Are you peaking right now? Is this your competition season? Are you in the post-season? Are you just recovering from all the stress? Are you in the off-season or the pre-season where you're starting to get into your specific movements and you're still maximizing your strength and power output? Are you in the in-season when you just want to maintain your strength and power output and have all the agility that you can for your sport-specific arena? Okay? And you can say the same thing with sports is the same thing with real life. Maybe in the summer you want to really have a hot bod to go out to the gym or go out to the beach and run around on the beach and have a really nice bud and have a really tight figure. So maybe in the winter that's not of your concern and you'd like to make more gains in strength and power. Just even for the average Sally and Joe, it's important to do the same thing. And it's important to shift your focus every 3 or 4 months. The new term muscle confusion, yes. It's the same thing that we've been doing for years. That's a new word that we use, muscle confusion. But it's a shock. And the body likes a shock every so often. Number 7 is general versus specific. Again, that ties into what season you're in. You do your general movements when you're not really close to your competition, and that's pretty much all workout movements, all calisthenics, using weights, using Olympic bars, right here, Olympic bar, using your 45-pound plates, or it could be calisthenics, doing push-ups, it could be Pilates, doing yoga. And then, as you approach your competition date, say if you were a marathon runner, you're approaching your competition, you're going to increase your mileage. Now, of course, when you get about 3 to 4 weeks before your competition day, then you'll decrease. So you'll keep all your body reserves for that one day when you're going to run 26.2 miles. But there's a strategical plan, kind of like a stock market, when you rise up, okay, 2 months before running a marathon, 1.5 months, you're running about 80 miles, almost 100 miles a week. And then as you get about 3 weeks left or 4 weeks left, then you allow your body to reserve more, but you still challenge yourself to keep your endurance capacity so that you can peak right on that specific day. Bodybuilders peak right at that specific hour at the show, playing with the electrolyte levels in their body, and the potassium and the sodium, and having the potassium get from the skin to flush into the muscle to dilate the muscle. So timing is key. And doing your specific movements, your more specific sports movements, or movements for your job or whatever you'd like to peak at, coming in time with technique and form right around your in-season time, right when the competition date starts. Okay. Number 8 is basically your water glass. And I have this right here. And this is a very important concept. Okay? Many trainers aren't designing programs to fit this concept. And it can take away your longevity of life. Training too hard can. Okay? This is a water glass. Okay? You ever see the cup half full, half empty? Say you're training and you're just beginning a training program. You haven't worked out for almost a year. So you do 8 exercises with 1 set each. Okay? 1 set, let's say an average of about 12 repetitions. So as far as the stress, the physical stress that your body's able to tolerate, that's about right there, if not even higher. Now let's say you have a job where you have some drama with your employees or boss, and you have a lot more stress. That's going to incur your stress level right here. Now say that you are married right now and you're having some marital issues and your kids aren't obeying you. Now your stress is right here. It's overflowing. And what happens is, this other box is your life. And theory has it that if you have too much in your cup, then you're going to take a little bit of years off your life based upon your nutritional habits and genetics of your ancestors. If you are given 100 years and you have all this stress, then you may take a couple of years off. So, stress can be a good thing, but if we continually have too much stress, we're going to get injuries, dissatisfaction, and no fun, and less years. Okay? So, if we do this too much, get more injuries, won't be able to work out, probably going to be depressed, feel sorry for yourself, dissatisfaction, always hurrying, don't have enough time, not getting enough sleep. If you're on a strength training program and you're gaining some weight or doing some high intensity exercises, and you're not getting 8 to 10 hours worth of sleep, you better, you should. Many people get less than 6 hours of sleep. If you're training with heavy weights, you can seriously hurt yourself. Or you can take some years off your life. I'm not saying it will happen, but it's a greater chance. Also, you probably won't be having as much fun. Your eyes may be baggy and bloodshot with blackness, and you may really feel like going to sleep all the time, and you just get used to this. Maybe you're going to age much faster. Maybe you're 32 years old, and maybe you look older than some people that are 45 or 50. Okay, this happens. This happens. Maybe you take years off your life. Maybe you have a life expectancy of 100 years old, but you're only going to live with all this stress all the time to 62 years. Okay? So, over time, we are able to train more using principles like GPO, gradual progression overload, okay? Or specific adaptations to impose demands, the SAID principle. Basically, over time you'll get better and better, but start out slow, be easy on yourself, be injury-free, use proper form and technique, enjoy what you're doing, build confidence and assurance, mental and emotional assurance, and you will grow naturally. Okay? So, I hope you liked what we covered, and I hope you're going to use this, because this isn't just for exercising and working out, but you can use these principles for the rest of your life, for major important decisions, and you know, if you have a certain date that something's happening, you can plan. We use this, it's called periodization. It's in the website. You can read about periodization under Strength Info. Under Strength Info and Fitness Gurus. And also check out the 5 factors of gaining muscle. That's a very good video, and it goes more in detail about how to specifically gain muscle. So I want to thank you very much for watching the video. I really enjoyed it. I want to give a special thanks. Recently I was in a class, Exercise Training Systems, and I took a lot of notes with Professor Brian Remington, who's also the FAU head strength coach of all the sports over there, including the FAU football team. Big congrats to them. Way to go. I also want to give a special thanks to Dr. Patrick Jacobs, also an assistant and strength coach of some very, very good college teams. He helped teach me a lot in my bringing in advanced methods of strength and conditioning and functional biomechanics. Also, I want to say a special thanks to the authors of The Essentials of Strength and Conditioning, Backel and Earl, 2nd edition, and the International Fitness Professional Association. Thank you very much for all your insight and education over the years. I've obtained about 6 certifications through you guys. And I want to say a special thanks to the gyms that I've worked out in the recent years. Tropical Gym, home of hybrid training and strongmen competition with John. And thank you very much for My Speed Trainer and your allowance of allowing me to educate myself more with the speed tactics, how to get athletes much, much faster. With Eddie Winslow, thank you very much. And I look forward to you having a better life. Feeling better from the inside and looking better and stronger and more powerful. Remember, have fun and exercise. Yeah!